Hello. Hello. How is everyone doing today? Looks like we're all live and ready to go. Twitch is live, YouTube is live, and everything is in the green. So welcome one, welcome all. Thank you for stopping by so early, as we are just getting started here in tonight's games of StarCraft. Welcome one and welcome all. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and switch on over to the StarCraft cam and get this party started. As promised, we are again, once more, live on Twitch, because multi-streaming is fun. I'm not convinced the internet connectivity issues have been resolved, but you know what? There's only one way to find out. I'm going to find out by starting a first round here off in Direct Strike. Just the regular Commander's mode, as it is. Hello. Imagine Abathur with 4 time. Yeah, it's a little bit hit or miss. Either you get Abathur with significant cooldown reduction, or you die as a team. That's pretty much how it goes. There's a few strategies that work with that work well with it. Four-ura Stalkers, Abathur. What is it called? Abathur, Swarm Hosts, Stukov, Four-ura, Raynor, Four-ura. So it's something, that's for sure. Funny thing about this Brawl, Vor and Abathur are rather imbalanced and beat almost everybody, but they both lose pretty hard to Carrax. Yeah, I mean, assuming Carrax gets his Fire Aura, yes. I've seen several people go Carrax and get no Fire Auras, which is just sad. It's a feels bad man moment right there for them. How does Carrax win? Basically, Carrax has access to carriers, and carriers have 2 attacks and launch many interceptors, which are rather fast-firing multi-hitters. So they kind of like tickle everything to death. But when you have multiple stacks of Fire Auras, they get +2 damage per attack. So instead of dealing like 5 damage total across 2 attacks, they start dealing. It's like a total of, the combined, it's what is it? 8 interceptors at 2 by. It's like 2 by 5 goes up to like. It does something ridiculous like 8 times. It does something ridiculous like 90 damage. It's just absolutely one-sided. And then of course you have Vorzun and Abathur, who basically win games by being unkillable. So their units just live forever and there's no way to stop them. The only class that really stops them sufficiently well is the fire stacking carriers. Outside of that, everything else just fails to blow up their waves. That seems to be the way things are going. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy, Gabriel. Twitch chat is so quiet. It usually is. It's filled with the persons who are the lurkers, as it were. It's everyone who's on YouTube that's all rowdy. The rowdy bunch. Someone is lagging. It's fine, it's fine. What's the Brawl this week? Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. I just wanted to start things off with a nice, normal direct strike before we jumped into the craziness. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy, Captain J. Did you catch a live stream? Yes, yes you did. Lurkers unite. If only, if only. I'm gonna use the word hungry, but I'm not actually hungry. I just want something tasty in my mouth, and I don't know what. Like I got snacks, and by snacks I mean I have dark chocolate, like it's 75% dark. I have dried blueberries, and I also have applesauce. But none of these things are really what I'm interested in right now. I'm not sure what I actually want. I just had dinner too, so it's not like I'm hungry. I'm just not. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Banana bread. Actually, I could go for some banana bread right now. Banana bread sounds like a great idea to me. Alright, somebody is lagging pretty darned hard. And it's a problem. You just want something in your mouth, pretty much. That's my interest at the moment. And there goes the scan. Okay, so I made them scan twice, so I didn't win my wave. Looking for is chewy or savory. I mean, those are flavor. Well, one of those is a texture, the other is a flavor. Alright, I am not particularly interested in staying in this lobby. Richie, why is your internet so consistently incapable of participating? Lag for days? Yeah. It's something. Alright, Nova is tier 2. And we win! Question mark? Yes, yes we do. Nice. Who's my favorite commander? I like commanders that have a bit of micro potential. So I actually have things to do. Something like Tychus, something like Forward Zone. This game started like 6 minutes ago. It's only been 4 minutes in game. Yeah. Are bit subs disabled or suggest you? I am not affiliated with Twitch, so I do not get bits and or subs on Twitch. The game is 1/3 lag at this point. Yes, it is about 1 second of lag for every 2 seconds of gameplay. And there goes Richie. So, blessing and a curse, that will be the lag is gone. However, that also means it is now 2v3. Yikes. He's trying to blink on top of and destroy our cannon. He almost succeeded, and by that I mean he brought the shields down. Now, if I can keep this siege tank alive, which we do, then we'll be in an okay spot. Do you still have Blink? Nope, Blink is on cooldown, so rip Wraith. But the tank lives, and the tank stacks with the other tank, so we're all good. This is not ideal. This force push will do terrible, terrible things to me. Also, so will the Death Beam. Or usually I would expect to win that wave. Death Beam makes the difference. You don't understand why you'd want to watch on Twitch, where you can't go back or pause. Some basic functionality that you can do on YouTube. I mean, each has their own. Higher quality? Twitch does not have higher quality than YouTube. It's the same quality. Usually YouTube ends up being kind of sort of higher quality because YouTube allows for transposing, or transcoding to different resolutions more consistently. YouTube is way more optimized. That is true. YouTube is way more optimized. YouTube does not handle hiccups in internet very well, whereas Twitch can handle it just fine. But the biggest thing about Twitch that makes people prefer it is usually its chat functionality. Chat on YouTube isn't nearly the same caliber as it is on Twitch. Oof. The mirages, they lift everything. Wow. Yep, that's it. GG. Yeah, that was inevitable, I believe. Would rather have you only stream on YouTube so Comcast doesn't make your router go potato. Yeah, I do. That's why Twitch often we don't do Twitch all the time. Because it can be a disaster sometimes. All right, and we're off.
Warning, nuclear launch detected.
Did I ever play Earth 2150? I don't believe I remember that. Does not sound... Oh, that looks old. No, I can say I have not. But as we have here, just really bored, coming in with the nuke. Oh, the big nuke, the big batch of support coming in with the 50. Not even a message, just coming in to drop the support. Thank you so much. It depends on playing Dungeon Master. Probably, eventually. Was a rough matchup for you? I could handle the Nova matchup. I was more concerned about having to handle Nova alongside Carix. Carix and Nova require two very different sets of units. Today is Big Aura's RNG day? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Getting 4 bloods would be interesting. I guess it depends on what units you have to play with on that. I imagine 4 bloods would work well with big tanky units. Rather, should I say, units with a lot of HP that can be spammed. Which not a lot of commanders have. 4 blood Tychus equals fun. I imagine blood Tychus doesn't work out that well. Mostly because my experience with getting like even 2 bloods on Tychus isn't all that great. Sure, it's nice to have it's nice to have your units regenerate, but it's not all that when you can have the same kind of thing on, I don't know, roaches or anything in general. Or anything that can multiply the constant HP gain by more than, 1 unit. Tychus in general is bad for this Brawl. Yeah, actually. Usually Tychus does pretty well with Aura's Brawls, but when you have 4 Auras, it kind of scales better when you have more units to take advantage of the Aura. Blood works extremely well on masses of tiny units. I would agree with that if it's something that survives more than 1 hit. Thanks units like Marine Solo Cannon, yeah. They have to have more HP than like a Zergling or like an infested Terran. But yes. Alright, so we get cooldown. We get... Oof. Yikes. +1 damage or +1 armor. I think I'll go with the life and armor. Oh, but we're against spellcaster. Go life or armor. I think we go +1 armor here. That way it actually affects the shields. Oof. I'll take damage, and then we get another cooldown here. Alright, so that'll do. We have cooldown, damage, and a little bit of armor on top. That should handle it. That should handle it nicely. Someone gets 4x 25% cooldown. So the 25% cooldown is multiplicative with itself. So it doesn't go down to 0. It goes down to like, by the time you stack it 4 times, it goes down to like 60% or something like that. I forget. Do I do any fishing? No. I've fished enough in my life to know that I am not interested in fishing. My dad used to be very into fishing, and I would join him for, father-son time, but it was not really my thing. I was the one who would be more than happy to, if I caught a fish, use it as use it as food to attract birds. So I could feed the birds. And then proceed to not fish again because I didn't like killing fish. Or injuring fish. Or creatures at all. 100% cooldown is half reduction? Yes. Those ghosts. Those are ghosts. Looks like he's got at least one blood on them. 4x 25% is about 68% CD speed. Yes, that sounds correct to me. Stalker and Firebats at the same range? I believe he's got plus range on his Firebats. Yeah, he's got +2 range on his Firebats, so in this, yes. Which means perma invincibility on Emperor's Shadow. Does it? That would be brutal. Did I ever make a fort stream with infinite resources? I'm sure I've used it at least once. Infinite resources is an extremely unfun game mode in forts. 21 seconds to 68 CD speed on a 7-second duration. How do Void Stasis DT with cooldown work? I have had trouble getting Void Stasis DTs to be good. Like, they're okay. Don't get me wrong. They're good, and they're better than not having mass Void Stasis. But the issue with them is that they don't do anything that DTs don't do already. So in a matchup where you get DTs and can use Void Stasis, they win that slightly harder. But outside of that, they don't do anything more. Like, I've not found a matchup where it actually works out well. Like, even against Nova, I've been able to get Void Stasis DTs work versus Spec Ops Ghosts, but that didn't feel like it was off the basis of the DTs so much as the Nova wasn't building correctly. Let's just stop the rain of the purifiers. I really wish I had a blood on there. That would be nice. Which auras did I choose? Water, ice, fire, and time. So, +1 armor and 25% cooldown speed. +15 life and +1 armor. +2 damage, and then +8% attack speed and +25% cooldown speed. Void Stasis got nerfed. You're not able to kill the units while DTs run away, which is tough. Yeah, that's kind of one of the big things. There's a blessing and a curse to that. You can't injure the units or attack the units that are in the Void Stasis, which allows you to concentrate, killing off all the small things. So, you know, if these big tanky frontline units that are going to stop your wave from hitting all their squishy DPS units, well, now you could just Void Stasis them and ignore the big units and slaughter the tiny units behind. But the big units are still, you know, invulnerable. So whenever they eventually escape their prism, they just kind of deal damage to your wave or whatever is nearby. Which has its ups and downs. The damage aura doesn't seem great. The damage aura is great. It is one of the stronger ones. What does Crag have? Looks like a lot of blood aura. Y'all really need to get detection. You have free scans. You really should be scanning rather than letting those things slaughter your wave over it again. You don't even have detection in the first place. "2x CD armor." Oh, so that was 2. Okay. 30 HP and 1 blood. Yeah, that's a pretty decent combo for Nova. Let me get another line of these. I'm kind of ignoring the attack and armor upgrades because my units scale more so on how many I have over anything else. Your stalker line is crumbling? Yeah. Not so great at dealing with stacked units, but they will try. The joy of stalkers is they're basically tanks for the team. They will take hits and then blink back and take hits again, whereas the rest of my team, with anything they have, will just be able to deal unlimited damage forever. Corsairs are also insane with bonus CDR. Yeah, they are. That's +2 range Banshees. So that's going to be 9 range. Those are basically siege Banshees. How do Stalkers scale with more of them? So Stalkers have in Direct Strike automatic blink. They will the AI will blink perfectly. And you'll see that kind of behavior in higher tier games, like, I don't know if you like partying or something. Whenever a stalker takes damage, they just blink it away out of harm's way so it can continue to shoot while not taking damage. So it allows the stalkers to not have to worry about taking damage, because anytime they take damage, they just leave the range of whatever's shooting them. It makes it such that you don't have to worry as much about getting armor upgrades or shield upgrades, because every time you add an extra stalker, it adds effective HP to your entire amount of stalkers you have. So the more stalkers you get, the more HP the more effective HP each stalker will have. And the more HP each stalker will have, the longer it stays on the field. So more stalkers tends to scale better than simply getting an upgrade or two. What makes Vorazun especially strong in that case is that Vorazun stalkers have a bonus ability, a passive, that whenever they blink, they regain all of their shields. So you can get effectively unlimited HP stalkers just by hitting a critical mass, where every time a stalker blinks back, it will have enough stalkers in front of it to fully regenerate its shields before it gets shot again. And at that point, things like shields upgrades really don't come into play, because you just have effectively infinite HP on each stalker. What's the Vespine canister icon? That allows you to change skins. So if I want to do something like this, I say, come on. Unit is on the battlefield. Oh, I can't change while it's on the battlefield. Okay, I have to wait till I don't have a unit on the battlefield. And then I can change him. Okay, there we go. And now all my roaches are these guys. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so here we want to do this and this. I say preemptively. Let's go ahead and check out our auras available. Cooldown speed, immediate pick. And Attack speed, damage, energy regen. For energy regen, my energy are Vipers and Queens. I don't really like Vipers, but energy regen on Vipers is quite nice. But I think I'm gonna go with... This is actually kind of tempting, because attack speed doesn't really help me all that much. But move speed does. And it comes with energy regen, which is good for Vipers. Alright, I'll grab one of these. This is a tough one. Life, I do want 1 life for these guys, and then... Oh, this is really rather unfortunate. This is really rather unfortunate. Alright, range and move speed it is. So I only got 1 cooldown, but I did get some energy regen, some life, and some move speed. So that allowed my hosts to actually get forward and deal damage. They're a little bit tankier than normal, but they're not particularly good. Or rather, I won't have all of them all the time. You see, the opponents will have an opportunity to wipe out all of my hosts, and there's a brief gap between the host spawn and the next wave. But you know what? It's okay. It's better than not going host, so I'm okay with this. Gonna get a Biomass Roach because that's just a good unit all the time. Give my Swarm hosts time to do things. I'm gonna get a second line back here to stagger them a bit and try to have a perpetual and constant upkeep. A perpetual and constant wave, I should say. Let's see, their Swarm Host player does have +2 armor. He does have... What is it? Does have bonus move speed. That's +1 move speed. And... What else does he have? He's got move speed, armor. He doesn't have attack speed. Move speed and armor. He got life. He doesn't have regen. So he's got +30 life. He might have two... Okay, so if he's got +1 move speed, that's got to be +25% energy regen. So he's got 25% energy regen. He's probably got 2 cooldown, and then also life for the +30% health, I think is what he's got, which is a slightly better loadout than what I have for this. Okay, make the host Wall of Doom? No, not quite. Not without 2 CD. Of course, we're going to have the problem of Raynor is going to walk over us. What has he got? That's 2 lives. Yeah, he's got 2 life. +2 damage. +1 armor. He's got +3 armor? Does he not have plus? No, I don't think he has +2 life. He just has +1 life. Is this the weekly? Yes. Yes, it is. It is insanity. Gonna need Vipers? Probably. Probably. I am convinced getting gases in this is a mistake. This game mode, everything changes so quickly. Oh yeah. Marines with +2 attack and +2 fire is quite a good set there. if I can get another Marine or another one of these guys out. Might be able to hold for longer. This Storm Host is trying so hard. Alright, roaches, let's make sure to get you. That's the wrong button. Oh, no more adaptive plating for you. Hopefully we have enough here to hold the line while the base does all the work. Those are some tanky fire bats. My lord. But hey, our swarm hosts hold the line, so we are officially stacking. I'm going to pick this up, just so that we get better armor on here. Alright, Vipers are going to be next. Looks like we lost a couple swarm hosts in there, but that's okay. Well, hello there. Do not want abduct to be enabled. Darksider coming in and joining the incursion. Congratulations, friend. You've gained access to all the beautiful emotes here in the channel, as well as the special access role on Discord. Welcome to the party. Well, I'm holding the line, but unfortunately, I'm holding the line outside of Planetary Fortress range. But we do manage to hold it. We hold it long enough for the for Tychus to come and get murdered by Colossi, it would seem. Which is not really what we want to be seeing here. Oh no, attack upgrades. I can get attack upgrades. That is something I want to get. It's about priorities, and my priorities right now are basically holding the line, which didn't work out very well. I tried. Ah, yeah. Alright, there's no weekly commanders, so we will create one. Completing the composition is more important than attack upgrades. Yeah. That's the joy. Especially with ability-based or gimmick-based commanders. Well, hello there, Monkey Monk! Coming in and joining the incursion. Congratulations, friend! You've just gained access to all the beautiful emotes here at the channel, as well as the special access role on Discord. Welcome to the party. With the Locust stat, base 10 attack, base 10 damage, attack upgrades would even help versus the 12 base armor bio roaches. Yeah. That is the unfortunate thing. It would have worked. Attack upgrades would have helped a bit versus the Rainer, but I don't think it was nearly as big of a threat as being able to deal with those Colossi. You had 2x CD armor, 1 CD attack speed, and 1 life. Yes, that makes sense. I need to do this. Alright, so we want this. This. 3 CD armor, 1 fire. Ooh. Question is, do I go with... I only have 1 CD right now, so we'll pick up a second one. That's instant pick then. 2 fire, 1 storm, 1 shadow for you. Alright, so 2x, 3x CD, 2 fire. You know, honestly, when it comes to stalkers, I've found that more than 2 CD is just not worth it. Like, pick up most anything else. Like, I don't know. Blood would be perfect. Pretty solid aura lineup. Yeah, this is about what you want for swarm hosts. Like, fire is good. Armor on stalkers is actually pretty alright. The +2 armor. Like, rather than a 3rd cooldown. It helps them stay alive a bit better. Because a 3rd cooldown is... It takes like a fraction of a second off of the blink, which is not all that great. I think one of the most oppressive combos I've seen is just 2x cooldown stalkers with fire and blood. It's just gross. It's just absolutely gross. How is Abathur now with his recent buff? I mean, we're playing the Brawl, which kind of invalidates anything balance related. Four-X auras? Yes, 4x auras. Blood makes them really oppressive. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Like, they're just... Stalkers with cooldown and blood is just... You can't. Like, there's really not much that defeats them. Oh, Stalker stack sounds fun to work against. I know, right? Doesn't it? Alright, so we have our Carrix here. What did you get? Attack speed, damage, and 2 fire, was it? Yeah, so he's at +5. So he's at double damage carriers. 1, 2, 3 with attack speed. That's pretty good. That's going to be your DPS. That should handle anything. That should handle anything. We have the ultimate stack. We have 2 ground stack, and then the air stack. Just good luck, other team. It's going to be a disaster for you to deal with. The line is misaligned. That's not what I wanted to press. Is it misaligned? It's not misaligned. What can defeat 4 blood? Honestly, most things, surprisingly. 4 blood... Okay, so let me rephrase. Anything with single target burst damage, which a lot of things have... considering if you're taking 4 blood, you don't have things like armor, you don't have things like bonus damage, range, siege tanks, even things like these colossi could probably manage it pretty well. Do they have things here? I could have sworn I saw enemy burrowed units, so I'm gonna get detection. Four blood is not enough for much. Focus fire just overwhelms the regen. Yeah. Things just kind of kill them. I'm entirely convinced that wasn't planned. They just happened to activate it at the same time. Can't wait till those carriers really start stacking their damage. Which aura we picked? 2 times cooldown, and so 2x cooldown with armor. So that's plus 2 armor, plus 50% cooldown speed. Plus 8 life per second. That's a blood aura. And then life aura, which is plus 30 life. Let me grab this. So our units are slightly thicker, constantly regenerate their HP, and have plus 2 armor, and, well, spawn twice as fast. That's not actually true. It would actually spawn twice as fast. I forget how fast it is. It's like 40% faster or something like that. Like 44% or like 43% or something like that. You're just imagining Stukov's Infested Civ Storm start with plus 120 HP and it scares you. What's better than that is the Stukov civilians, when they die, release broodlings that have plus 120 HP, which is kind of disgusting. Our units are unkillable. The stalkers are unkillable, and the locusts are killable, but there's infinite amount of them. Like, that's just how that works. Wondering if 4x Blood Aura and Tychus is actually good. The joy of auras is that everything is good. The reality of Direct Strike is that it's not about what's good, it's about what's better. And 4 Blood Auras on Tychus, you know, it's alright. It's just not better than most things out there. Stalkers are just ridiculous. They really are. They really are ridiculous. I love them. They're great. They make me feel happy. What's another fun one? It's never been about what's better. It's always about what's fun. Yes, that is true. This is a Garbaian with 4x force for maximum speed. Now we did one where we did Stetman Bane so we could get the maximum speed. We got 3 speed auras, and then also the, well, Stetman's own speed aura. Alright, so we can get plus 2 damage, we can get life, we can get damage, we can get... Is there anything here that really helps with... Blood really doesn't help that much, does it? Versus... Zagara. It does if we go big. Alright. There we go. Range it is because reasons. That's fair. To ask the question, does energy regen affect Mengsk SP? It probably does. I just don't know if it does or not. Mengsk tanks are terrifying with attack speed. I imagine so, actually. I haven't tried that. I'm sad that we did not get bonus HP. Imagine 5 range ultras. Ultras don't have a ranged attack. They're still melee. Plus 6 range oracles, however, sounds quite good. So usually the biggest downside is how short range they are. If you can actually get them past the 6 range threshold of the 7 range, I think plus 8 range is where they'd actually be broken. So even just 3x, you didn't even need 4. Just because you can get a maximum plus 8 range. So like transformed Hellbats have range, they do. Alright, so he's got bonus attack speed. Max plus 4. Isn't it plus 2? No, it's plus 1 range. You're at 1 range, 2 move speed, so plus 4. Yeah, if you could get that plus 4, that would be longer range at the bunker and therefore game breaking. I do have plus 4 damage troopers, so I could do a huge amount of damage with that. There you go. Torch those stalkers away. Can you turn Nova Hellbats into Hellions in Direct Strike? No, you cannot. The energy regen looks awfully suspicious. I don't have any energy regen bonuses, so that is the base. So he doesn't have Bloodstalkers, so that's gonna make them technically killable. Good lord, how much blood do you have on those, on these things? Just 1 blood. All right. So much stasis. Wow. We got Baneling toileted. Stalkers are brutal. Very brutal. No, Craig, I'm surprised you're not going, well, I guess versus Rainer. For a second, I thought you were versus the Stalkers, but you're not. You're versus Rainer, so that makes sense. Two blood, two range. Yeah, that Stalkers will not survive that. Oracles, however. Much better spot.
Who's gonna rescue me? You sure? If you say so.
Let's see. For Four-ura and blood, it would be really good of me to get out a Pride of August grad. I don't know how well it's going to work out. Micro for the win, yeah. Mass stasis is a good unit. Emperor shouted at EMP Stalkers. That doesn't really fix things. Like, the Stalkers are still gonna do, like, I have to chunk through them. EMP doesn't help with that all that much. Look at how fast your Stalkers run. I know. It's hilariously fast. The move speed in general is like animation breaking. Whenever you get enough of it. No, when they aren't slowed. +4 armor. +4 armor over. Whew, Corsair zooming. Alright, how well do these do against the Stalkers? Actually, decently well. They're going through them fast enough that we are actually killing Stalkers with the Aegis Guard, which is good.
Oh hell.
I think really what I need is to do this. Get one more attack here. And then get Ultraless out. Just found out that after 50% CDR, excess is going to waste. Had 5 sec CD on Ghost Snipe. I do not know how that would mean it's going to waste. Hello, Theta. Welcome. Ooh, phone call. One moment.
Oh hell.
Alright. I have returned. And with it, I can get Ultras. It's not CDR, it's CDS. Yeah, but there's a bug with more than 3 of the same aura. I'm not aware of there being a bug with more than 3 of the same aura. It feels like getting... I've seen 4 cooldowns on Tychus, I've seen 3 and 2. It looks like it's working just fine. Or at least it's working as intended. Most people just don't know how cooldown works. And so they get confused when they don't have 0-second cooldowns on everything. You return, you bring applesauce. I actually have a different applesauce today. It's applesauce with mixed berries. And I don't really like it, to be honest. Math is hard? Yes, it is hard. Getting Pride? Not yet. I'm going to get a staggered line of Ultras so that my Aegis Guard can actually survive more reliably against the Banelings. But, yes. Pride is one thing that I do think would be much better with this particular loadout. Building Pride here is a meme. I mean, yes, but also I have +4 damage and +16 life per second, which makes big, thick units much better off. Four Fire and 4 Earth did not work properly when current Brawl was released. Huh. That I wasn't aware of. And again, I haven't seen 4 of those in play. I've only seen up to 3, and it was working fine when 3 was there. Alright, so I am confident that I am beating Zagara. Unfortunately, I am not beating Zagara Plus. Alright, so let me get this, and then this, and then we're off. In the triple aura brawl, it was actual cooldown reduction, 75% CDR. Winter cooldown is only 25% of usual. In the triple aura brawl, it was not. I don't know why people thought it was. Unless you're talking like in the few minutes it was released before being changed, like before I logged in to StarCraft that morning. And someone tested it. Maybe it was like that way on EU, and then they discovered it was bad. Like, it was, as far as I'm aware, it was never... It's always been... Yeah, it's always been cooldown speed. Like, it's never... It has not changed. You have Vora Void Rays and Rainer Vikes. Yeah, that usually works out pretty well. He's got +2 range base. He's got blood and he's got blood, right? Yeah, he's got blood and range. 2 blood, 2 range, so they will extra life. But he's got 2 armor and 2. Yeah, it's still a rough spot. Oof. Versus the Vikings might be a good idea. Zagara is a good commander. Zagara is most definitely an effective commander, yes. He's starting to get critical mass of Vikings. After 30 minutes, she rolls everything. If only, if only. Siege tanks are okay. Siege tanks are most definitely okay. The problem with siege tanks is this makes siege tanks aren't insufficient to handle Zagara. So while they are good, and while they are good versus Zagara, they are not enough versus Zagara. So you really need mass Aegis Guard here. But of course, mass Aegis Guard doesn't pack enough of a punch to handle absolutely everything. So it's like, really should not be beaming a black hole at the same time. I mean, I agree. But, you know. Who am I to judge what is fun? Like, honestly, with the mass air out of Raynor, the black hole would be sufficient for Vorazun to clean it up. As the Corsair splash damage should wreck it if it's all grouped in a spot. Should. Okay, this should help. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Do you think prestiges could be added to the game? Prestiges. What do you mean by prestiges?
Switching to full auto.
Co-op prestiges? Some of the prestige co-op upgrades and gear and such is included in direct strike, just as commander abilities and things. Commander abilities are just upgrades available. Generally, the ones that are not included for a reason. Rip Yamato. Don't know if you're going against those Vikings. Probably not. Probably not. This Pride has been a complete waste. It has gotten 0 kills. Even against the Scourge, which have been attempting to kill him. What does Zagara have that has been unable to kill Scourge? Go. No, you did it. Plus 60 life. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Super beefy Scourge. Hey, you finally got off a single Yamato. It's about time. You didn't have the Void range upgrade. Oh my god. That explains that. That's not just plus range, that's also bonus damage. Like, that's almost double damage on your Voids. Oh. It adds like plus 6 damage to armored, which is plus 50% to armored. Too few Corsairs. That's what I would have expected, but clearly that wasn't the only issue. Man, the bonus life scourge is actually brutal. Yamato'd Hyperion? Yes. Yes, I did. I did that on purpose. Because they got like 20 kills doing so. Because Hyperion was chilling in the middle of their wave. And this guy does splash damage. I start getting another group of these guys. Already base structure? I really don't think that's gonna help. Like, at all. Oh, that's bad for us. Is it? Oh, they don't have detection. It's fine. Void Rays of Doom. It's unbuilt? Yes. It's also expensive. Feels like they're just 2,000 minerals ahead now. They probably are. Oh, slamming Zagara herself and all of the... not gonna blink again. Alas. Landed Viking throw. It seems so. It made a huge difference. That's for sure. Like the always the Yamato for the Pride is big. I mean, yes. Yes. That's the only thing that makes it usable. If we didn't, it would not be usable. That's one way to put it. Ten kills with that one. Good lord, this Scourge. Did it just Yamato the same aberration twice? Well, that's unfortunate. Tier 4 upgrades? Tier 4 upgrades are quite good. I'm trying to determine what I really need next. I think I want to add another one of these. Turn off Patriot mode on you. Just start Tier 4. Have I seen any news about Red Solstice 2? I've not. Alright, this should be a good Yamato. There we go. We will not survive this Scourge. Nor will we survive the Landed Vikings. Why no tanks? I find it hard to justify tanks versus Zagara in most cases. Unless I'm winning, unless I'm already winning. Especially considering with dealing with all these aircraft, tanks become even harder to justify. The problem with tanks versus Agara is that tanks don't do enough damage output. They, maybe it's AA. Ah. I could use some more AA, that's for sure. Maybe if I were to add another wave like this of rocket troopers. And we didn't get it off. Oh man, imagine if we got off that secondary model. That would have been so juicy. The tanks would be pretty funny. Yeah. Underestimate Meg's tanks against Zagara? It's not that I underestimate them, it's that they aren't cost efficient. The stagger stun is nice and all, but if I'm going to remove 1, 2, 3 or 4 of my Aegis Guard to replace with tanks, then I'm not going to have the amount of chunk in my wave necessary for the tanks to get their work done. The problem with the tanks isn't that they aren't good, it's that they get rolled over by the hammer that is Zagara. I need to have enough chunk in my wave to make up for to get those tanks surviving. It's very hard to do when you are sacrificing so much of your XP into not chunky units. That's why you go with Aegis Guard to begin with, and basically end up keep going with them. If something is happening that I'm able to beat the Zagara wave with this, then I can get tanks going. In that case, I probably have enough to do it. Unfortunately, I'm also having to deal with air consistently, and tanks really don't handle air very well. Aegis Guard already do the AoE tanks could do? Yes. Yes, they already do AoE. Increase amounts of welcome, and yes. Maybe the Black Hammer could help clear Raynor? It could. Usually you have to get like 3 of them though. Would it be worth getting an Aegis Guard anyway? Or a Black Hammer anyways? Probably. No, they can't stasis air units. Period. That is so many Corsairs. On both sides, oh my god. That was a disgusting amount of Stalkers and other ground units, and they did absolutely nothing. But they had so much stun. Stasis detection, they can't stasis air units. They can stasis things like Havocs because they are on the ground. Should you get carriers? At this point, yeah, because Colossi don't stack very well with themselves. But I don't see carriers as being a solution. It's just better than other options. Alright, we'll pick up one of you. Warzone waves are so fun. Mass Archons would actually be pretty good, I think. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. The lack of detection hurts. What else do we need? I'll pick these up because they will help, kind of. How good is my PC? Very. And optimized. Of course, it has to have more... That's kind of true. Corsairs at the range are a little bit, kind of good. Go on, get fire into the black hole. No, fire. Well, they didn't get fire into the black hole until after it ended. Rip dream. At least you tried. I'm glad you enjoy, Carson. Let me grab one more Viking, just so we can keep their Vikings distracted. And then I think we want to get... Another set of regular troopers here. That black hole just saved them. But at least we have the troopers to clean up this mess, whatever that's worth. It's so scary to see aberrations come so close to the base. You know, one thing that's actually really powerful, hunter killers with buffs, like of any kind. So hunter killers have the heroic tag, which just makes them... Oh, this is over, isn't it? Like, Warzone might be able to save this, but no. GG. Beautiful. Cooldown or attack speed improve makes Earth Splitter fire rate. I believe it's attack speed. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. Let's go with... Yeah. Lack of siege tanks hurt. It did. It really did hurt. And I hate not building siege tank as mechs because they're so good. Zerg Hex? I'm not currently interested in Zerg Hex. Is it possible to get 100% cooldown reduction? You can get 4 stacks of the 25% cooldown speed, yes. 100% cooldown reduction does not work in StarCraft as you would expect because it's not cooldown reduction, it's cooldown speed. which translates when it all stacks together on top of itself to around us like a mid 65, like it's like 65% total cooldown reduction if you get 4 stacks of the cooldown speed. I can check the number on it. Plus fire, plus fire, cooldown or range move speed, cooldown, plus fire. Okay, we're good. Let's see, what was it? 4 times the 100% CD speed is equivalent to... Yeah, it's 68% cooldown reduction. The Energizer start.